Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. First leg is Simon to throw first. Game on.
It is the Wizard versus the Rockstar. The Wizard to throw first. Paul Nicholson joins me, Dan Dawson, in the commentary box for this one.
Yeah, we're guaranteed 4 different nationalities in the semi-finals. And it almost sounded like a joke, Dan.
58.
There were this Scotsman, Dutchman, Belgian. I like the People's Republic of Yorkshire, though.
Well,
that's got a certain ring to it, especially with the amount of
100
Yorkshiremen who've been here this weekend.
yeah, we've seen some good stuff from the Yorkshire players. Look at this. We've seen some excellent stuff from Whitlock, though. He hit 6 180s against Mervyn King this afternoon. He hit more 180s than he did 140s all tons.
Good signs for the Wizard.
It is a good sign. He's won 3 titles this year, Simon Whitlock. Joe Cullen's won a couple himself. They've had similar kinds of years, really. Whitlock has made a couple of semi-finals on the Euro Tour. Cullen's made 1 and a couple of quarter-finals.
But they would dearly love this one, wouldn't they?
Yeah, they really would.
Cullen hasn't won one, and Simon hasn't won one for a while.
Yeah, you've got to go back a long way for Simon Whitlock's win at the Dutch Darts Masters. It was the year he won the European Championship, of course.
138.
Just looking at the action of Simon Whitlock today, I didn't see a lot close up with Kyle last night, but today there seems to be a lot less twisting in the dart. It's like he's just placing it in the grip and just adjusting it slightly and then throwing it. In previous times with other darts and even with these ones, I've seen a lot more twisting.
35.
Well, somehow he's managed not to leave himself 3 darts at a double there, Simon Whitlock. He's only going to get 2.
He doesn't tend to make
39.
arithmetic mistakes, Simon Whitlock. He's one of the best counters in the world. So maybe just a lapse in concentration. 19 for double 16. That's right in the middle of the 19. And that is in the double 16. So he's rectified that situation pretty quickly. Handy hold. Yes, it's only 17 darts. But that'll do when you get the check mark.
180.
First maximum for Joe Cullen. Now, Cullen against Alan Norris. He was very, very strong on his own throw. And when the opportunity presented itself, he had a couple of legs where he didn't get close to Alan in the early stages of the game on the Norris throw. But when he got his act together, he managed to get the break he needed. And again, remained solid on his own throw. A very sort of James Wade-esque performance, you know, just winning by the one break, doing enough, taking out the shots when they presented themselves, without going all guns blazing and battering somebody all the way through the game into submission, as he did against Richie Corner.
Well, we're going to have to put these performances into a different perspective because we barely see James Wade these days.
Well, yeah, true. But, you know, 7-time major winner, we all know what a James Wade win is like, don't we?
Workmanlike.
Yeah, it's clinical, efficient.
This looks good. Oh, that isn't in. You don't see them every day.
76.
If the point is not touching the board, it doesn't count. Double 18.
58.
He wasn't missing that very much against Alan Norris earlier on. He does like double 18, Joe Cullen, but he's had a stroke of luck there because even an extra 20 points for Simon Whitlock would have made this a little bit easier. And the shot would still be alive in that instance.
65. Joe, you require 80.
Well, Joe can't afford to mess around. He's been smart here. 6 for double 6. I like that shot a lot. 2 darts, very close together. And as a right-hander, 99 times out of 100, you talk to players, and they love double 6 because it's just straight down the line.
54.
You get the line right, you get the double. It's as simple as that.
Yeah, it's one of those ones, you know, the 14s are the same, the 13s are the same, where as long as you get straight darts, you've got a bit of leeway with the weight of dart. Like the old double start games down the pub, you know, a lot of the old boys will start in the 14s and 13s. That is beautiful from Simon Whitlock, though.
I don't know what it's like double start in your neck of the woods, Dan. Do you have little dials next to the dartboards?
Oh, I've never had that in my local.
Up in the northeast, we have these dials where you have to spin them, and you have local leagues where before you start the leg, you got to push the spinner like Wheel of Fortune. It lands on a double, and that's the double you have to start on.
You see, Whitlock would love that because he's a guy who practices all the doubles on the board, doesn't he? Most players have their favourites. Whitlock, I'm not even sure he does have a favourite.
I've just had a really good idea for a Christmas present for him. I'll buy him one of the dials. 16, we'll leave a double. Game-changing shot 161, more often than not. Well, you saw what Joe thought of that.
44.
Mr. 44, Whitlock for a 13-darter.
Surely.
20.
He threw those very, very fast.
He did. And he may be punished. Tops. Ooh.
77. Simon, you require 20.
Well, when you were saying ooh, Joe Cullen was actually miming ooh because he thought it might have dropped in, but it didn't. That is right on the wire. So is that one. That one's in, no.
Shot on the third leg. Simon Whitlock.
Penny for your thoughts, Simon. Two brilliant darts. Two didn't go in, but the third one did. 2-1, Whitlock.
60.
Well, Simon Whitlock had slipped down the rankings. He'd had a couple of years where he could barely win a game on big TV stages. He wasn't, even though he insisted that he was playing well and he was just being unlucky, he wasn't making any real indentation in the floor events. He occasionally had a run on the European Tour. It's kind of the European Tour that he could look to and say, well, look, I can still do it. But he had a good couple of years and it just wasn't going his way, but he always maintained his belief that he could get back to where he was. As Joe Cullen fires in a second 180. Once again, it's on his throw.
What Simon's found as well with his current world ranking is that he's been jostling for that top 16 spot and isn't going to go for it, Joe Cullen.
95.
Very smart. But he's trying to get deeper, higher in those rankings. And it's just been very tough because all the guys around there are playing so well.
Yeah. Alan Norris, Gerwyn Price have been flip-flopping all around that 16 spots, but a 14-darter for Joe Cullen. And again, it's a 14-darter on throw for Joe Cullen. This is kind of what he was doing against Alan Norris, being solid on his own throw. He's got to wait for the chance to break the Whitlock throw. This might be it.
We talked about that top 16. Joe Cullen is getting closer and closer and closer to it. And he's got events coming up where he's not defending a great deal. So he's got genuine opportunities to be a top 16 player this year.
Yeah, well, Joe Cullen is number 20 in the world rankings right now. And he's done this without having... And I mean, he's only the UK Open until he beat Corey Cadby at the World Championship in the first round. Then went out next round as Whitlock. Not enough for him. Until he beat Corey Cadby at the Worlds. The only big TV stage he'd won a game on was UK Open.
93.
So all of these opportunities now for Joe Cullen. Every big TV event, he's going in playing the best darts of his life. 96. And as soon as he wins one game, he's already in credit. He's going to be moving up those rankings.
Another one. That's in. Double 10. Oh, so close.
Simon, you require 140.
For a millisecond, I thought that was in. But he will come back for double 5 to get that invaluable break of throw.
Now, bearing in mind he went 6 for double 6, do you think he might go 2 for double 4 here?
He likes tops, doesn't he?
He does.
So he might just go straight for it.
And he does, and he pins it, and it's a 13-darter, and it is the break of throw that he was after. Now, it's only a break if you hold the next leg.
Agreed. And what I like about that previous throw from Joe is that there was no hesitation. He said to himself before he even stepped forward to that hockey, I am going for double 5. He looked up to double 5 and he hit double 5. No indecision. No, shall I go to 2 double 4? Shall I do something else? No, straight for it. That's confidence. That's conviction. And I like it.
99.
It's just having a game plan. It's having a clarity of thought. And I've talked about it with Stephen Bunting in the past. Stephen Bunting, when he won the Lakeside, he decided, before that tournament started, he went to Lakeside and said, if I find myself in position with, say, 38, I'm going to split it and go for double 16 every single time. And because he knew that, he never got in positions where...
98.
There we go, just Paul Hinks correcting the score there from the previous visit.
93, yeah.
Now, do we all know what the score is, everybody? I can tell you Joe Cullen is on 170, Whitlock is on 268. That doesn't help him much. Neither does that.
82, Joe Leclerc 170.
Joe Cullen, once again, does not have to use the bullseye route. He'll look to set this up.
Would love a 134.
He would. And that's exactly what he gets. Because Joe Cullen was excellent on double 18 this afternoon against Alan Norris. And it could well be 14 darter, 13 darter, 13 darter. It might have to be. Oh, wow, look at that. To leave double 3. We said he likes every double on the board.
He's not going to get a shot at it.
Joe Cullen.
I applaud Simon Whitlock for doing that. Just trying to get the crowd involved a bit, just to upset the rhythm of Joe Cullen. But once again, the power of conviction straight up there to get it hit. Whitlock's in the treble 1.
63.
Oh, that's a crazy bounce out. He might have actually hit the tip of the dart. Oh, sorry, the tip of the flight.
Yeah. Has he got flight protectors on there? I'm not sure if he has, but he's hit right at the intersection
43.
of those two bits of plastic.
Not going right for Whitlock right now. A bounce out when he's 4-2 down.
Kim Huybrechts waits the winner of this one.
59.
Huybrechts with a 99 average, just shy of the 100 mark. He's been around about that all weekend. Joe Cullen currently is averaging around about that himself. And his tournament average will be around about that, maybe just over the 100, thanks to that 113 that he put in against Richie Corner. Simon Whitlock, though, after back-to-back tons, is only in the low 90s. That is 180, number 3 for the Wizard, or number 2, I beg your pardon.
Cullen's in again.
140.
When you look at Joe, he looks relaxed and he looks like he could play all day.
Yeah.
And that's one of the reasons why he's not stressed. He's not using up any energy on thinking about things too much. He's just getting on with it. Does all the hard work in the practice room and gets up there and does his job. You look at other players and it just looks like it's workman, like it's hard. But with Joe, it's, yep, just get it thrown. Keep it simple.
Well, he's becoming more experienced at these final days of Eurotours and making the final session. This looks good. It looks very good, doesn't it? Oh, but he can't find the double 18. And Joe Cullen, this might be a killer blow. Shanghai finish on the 20s.
60. Oh, it didn't kick down enough.
100. Simon, you require 36.
Well, seen a lot of 36s left in this match.
And
a lot of 36s hit as well.
Simon
Whitlock gets a leg back, but Cullen still has the break.
Yeah, very, very good. And again, Joe Cullen, a 180 on his own throw, and it just puts so much pressure on Whitlock, and it's telling.
27.
But when you're constantly doing that to your opponent, it just deflates you. You think, what have I got to do to get close to you?
57.
Isn't that a song?
Possibly, but don't sing it.
Nobody wants to hear
me sing.
Not
now, anyway. Not now. Leave that to Mark Webster and Max Hart. Now. There we go. Whitlock. Another 180.
27 followed by 180. Followed by 140. Joe playing really well here. Not as well as he did yesterday, but more than good enough right now. Whitlock knows that he needed it.
54.
A full house
Joe
there.
124.
Cullen can walk through this leg with a double 8.
116.
Well, one dart missed at double 8, but he is going to return. And Joe Cullen, you know what? This is the power of confidence. There's a load of guys on social media who do various dart stats. They analyse all this stuff. And they found that Joe Cullen was the best double 4 hitter on stats and streamed games this year. And it's given him huge confidence. He believes he's going to hit it every time. And look at that. He's missed it, but he'll still be confident coming back and looking at double 4 if he's allowed back to the board.
He'd rather come back for double 4 than double 1.
Oh, my word.
He did that last night. 145, he went for the bull.
65.
I don't understand the logic, but I will ask Simon sometime in the future as to why. But Joe Cullen has hit double 4 this time. He's 1 leg away from the semi-final here at the International Darts Open.
He is. Joe Cullen genuinely believes that he is the best double 4 hitter in the world right now. And I hesitate to say this because every time I say somebody's the best hitter of a particular double, they then miss loads at it, usually in big, big games.
All right, let's have a little contest then. Obviously, he's going to be double 4, and we know that 14 is Sulevic.
Yeah.
20. Who's the best double 20 hitter?
Well, look, I think Michael Van Geren's the best double hitter on any double in the board, full stop.
That's such a cop-out answer.
It's a cop-out answer, but it's a pretty good one, to be honest, Nicholson.
Double 12?
I'm dodging that question to talk about Joe Cullen's 4th 180.
Nice dodge.
Gary Anderson, though.
Gary Anderson, of course it is.
One of 2 world titles, man.
57.
Although it is technically impossible for anybody to hit double 12 on the European Tour if they've just had 8 perfect darts at the start of a leg. But this is very special from Joe Cullen. Not just in this game, not just in this leg, but all weekend. Joe Cullen, people question him. People say, oh, he can't do it game after game after game. Hang about, Simon. Hang about, Simon. A trademark Whitlock, big one.
Oh. 139.
That could be that for Simon Whitlock, the way that Joe Cullen's been throwing darts tonight. Treble 19 or treble 15. No.
60.
Whitlock comes back.
Simon,
and after that near miss on the 164, this has got to go. 9 and double 8. That's not a bad guide.
9 score.
But he couldn't use it.
Joe, you require 41.
What's Joe going to do? 9, of course, for double 16.
9. Yeah, get in. Joe Cullen, a 6-3 win and another 100 average for the young man from Bradford. 113, a 95 average, and now a ton against Simon Whitlock. The Wizard, back-to-back ton averages, but a good 8 or 9 points shy of that in this one. Simon Whitlock's hopes of a second Euro Tour are brought to an end by an excellent display from Joe Cullen.